Hello everyone and welcome to Wine Raccoon. Today we'll be sipping on Nighthawk Black Cabernet Sauvignon. This does not have a year on it, but it is from California. And this is supposed to have notes of black fruit flavors, sweet spice. It's also supposed to have polished tannins and a caramel or caramel intrigue. So let's go ahead and take this one for a spin. As with a lot of Cabernet Sauvignons, I mean, that very first sip, the first thing that hit me it mentions soft spice, and I like that. I like the soft spice. So when they say soft spice, there are a lot of times with some Cabernet Sauvignons where you take a drink and you get a quite intense like spice flavor. It's kind of a generic spice flavor, and that usually hits you kind of on the sides and back of the tongue. But this is much more, I hate to use the word rounded because that sounds like kind of silly, but it's not as intense, but it's definitely there, and I like that. That's often something that kind of pushes me off of reds a little bit, is that really intense spice. So this is really nice. And then it mentions polished tannins. Tannins are a wine's ability to kind of make your mouth feel dry. Usually I just use the word dry. I don't really talk about the word tannin because you have to kind of explain it every time. And I don't immediately get this isn't very dry to me. This doesn't make my mouth feel very dry. No, I mean, it doesn't make my mouth feel dry, it's just not sweet, which is interesting. I mean, the first tasting note is deep black fruit, quite generic. It is fruit forward. Fruit is the first thing one of the first things that you taste. So it's that kind of mix of a just kind of generic fruit, think blackberries, along with that kind of more subtle spice flavor. I actually like this a lot more than some other Cabernet Sauvignons that I've had. Like I said, because those spices and flavors overall are just more balanced and they don't pack such a punch. You may notice that it says Botamini on the box. This Nighthawk Black is supposed to just be a more intense version of their Botamini, so I thought it's fair game. And I will say so far I've really enjoyed the Nighthawk Black wines that I've tried. But all in all, black fruit, sweet spice, tannins, caramel. I'm sorry, it depends on where you're from. Do I really get a caramel? You could argue perhaps on the back of the tongue you get a bit of that caramel, but that could also, I mean, if you didn't tell me it was in there, I wouldn't say that. It does have a bit of sweetness toward the back of the tongue, so maybe that's where it's coming from. But overall, I do really like this one. It's mellow, it's very flavorful, but it's not so pungent in your face, and I really like that for this. So all in all, yes on the black fruit, yes on the sweet spice, unsure about those polished tannins, and unsure about the caramel intrigue. So 50-50, but it is a nice, again, not very dry, but just not super sweet Cabernet Sauvignon. So, these are in kind of small packages. If you're interested, pick it up, give it a try for yourself. If you've tried it, let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you taste the caramel? Do you think it has a dryness that maybe I don't pick up? I'd be interested to know. So I think that's all I have for you on a scale of 0 to 5, 0 being I never want to drink this again, and 5 being I want to drink this every day. I would give this a 3. This is actually pretty nice. I'm not a huge red person, so obviously my ratings tend to be biased, but I would say 3, middle of the road, is pretty good for this one. So if you have any questions, comments, or recommendations, feel free to drop those in the comments below, and I look forward to having a sip again with you soon.